Oh no. Okay, she'll text me if she needs another invite link. So I guess in the meantime, I will see about sharing my screen. Let's see. Oh, back already, I think, maybe. I need Kelly here to validate whether I get bingo or not, because I have a little bit of a like, maybe this counts. I think she'll say it counts because she is usually kind to me that way. So just share my book marketing tracker thingy. Scroll all the way down to this week. I'm trying to go fancy with this thing and they keep on shifting on me. See, I move it and then it changes, so I don't know. But let's look at what I did. DM solopreneurs or authors that I follow on Thread or via email. Threads doesn't seem to have a native, what's it called? DMing. I think you find them on Threads and then you DM them on Instagram, offering a helpful insight from the book. I am just not comfortable with this. There's too many people who are DMing authors and solopreneurs with a hey, I can help you. Just it feels spammy. I didn't want to do it. So I did a lot of interacting on Threads, and I basically did this, but like within comments where it felt appropriate. And I would say things like, if it's okay. So I don't know, maybe that's something I'll work up to, but I don't know. But I did send a lot of messages. I did try to send one DM, and the person was like, their settings don't accept new DMs. So that was it on that. I did my mini thread, my mini post thread. I only did 3 of them, but hey, I did 3 of them. So, check. Challenge prompt. I started this. So, late last night, I did the first of the challenge things. I love this idea. Get 10 clicks micro challenge. It's like super small. 10 clicks is hardly anything. So, it's really fun. I don't need another lead magnet, seriously. This one was neat. Let me just check and see if... Where did Twitch go? Okay, I don't think Kelly is back at this point. Tell me if you are, Kelly, because I can't totally see my own screen. But I messaged a friend who I end up relying on for a lot of things about doing an email exchange. And she was like, I'm not sending out a newsletter right now. I was like, okay, it's probably for the best that I need to like expand my horizons a little bit and not depend on her for everything. So I went to bookfunnel.com, and we'll go over there in a minute and see if I got good results on that, because I haven't heard back yet, but I mean, I haven't checked. And then I did do the short YouTube 3 traffic tips for authors that aren't social media. I enjoyed that. I think it turned out good. I put that up on YouTube and a few other places where I put shorts. So definitely 100% got that one. Started this one. This one is a question mark that I need Kelly's validation for. And then I will go ahead and check at bookfunnel.com, but I think I need to share that tab separately. And where did my Twitch TV go? There it is. Okay. Should I resend a link to Kelly for an invite? Let's see. Do I need to send you a new invite? But let me open up and then I can share my bookfunnel.com. I don't use it as a book funnel. It really annoys me that they call themselves book funnel, but their group promos and author swap things are really, really cool. So let me share that screen. The only reason I'm not sharing the whole screen is last time I did that, and it was, I would come back to this, like, main screen. It would be all, like, recursive. Like, oh, no. Okay, so these were from June? Oh, this is my showing swaps, not my own. Chrome is giving me issues, won't cooperate. Hold on. Okay, so I will keep going while we wait for Kelly to sort out her tech, now that my tech, I think, is working. I had tech issues, which is why we started late. So I can hopefully erase that stream where I was just sobbing, why isn't my tech working? Right, okay, so these are author swaps that I can see, and I do have some angsty romance, but I don't think it quite fits in with that. But anyway, so I'm going to go to my swaps, and this is the one that I requested, and I can't tell if that means that it's a yes. How do I know if they responded? I guess they're saying yes in that it's here. All right, if anybody's ever used BookFunnel for this before, let me know, because I'm not sure, but I will go ahead and shout out his book and hope for the best, I guess. Unless somebody can tell me otherwise. The after your swap date, if you haven't scheduled a swap yet, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So you're only able to have one author name for one account, and so this is not under this name. This is under the Ruth Madison name, but so it goes. Thank you. Harness.
I just leave it on.
What?
Why not just leave it on?
Oh, I don't know. She slips out of it real easily. Oh, you've been chewing on it. That makes it even harder. Okay, so, are you able to check again whether we're live?
That's what I'm doing.
Excellent. I have the nicest husband. He's so supportive. He's like, yes, wife, you can go be a Twitch streamer even though you're 43 years old. Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty clever about using that for my swap. And again, I win the square just for reaching out, so even if they don't respond or they don't do it, it still counts. So next, let me check out what my results are. So I'm going to go back to the other page of my...
It's working.
Oh, thank goodness. It's working! Whew! Okay.
Also, Petals just walked around.
Oh my goodness.
And
The dog seemed like she needed to... Oh my god. We're going to get that gate up. When do you want to go to Walgreens? Sometime. Okay, we have Priya's dance recital this afternoon sometime. I have to look it up again what time it is, but I think it's like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Could be 2. I'll look it up.
Yeah, then we need to talk about dinner too.
Oh, yeah, fish tacos, right?
That's the plan, but
if you're at Priya's thing. Okay, I'll check.
Okay.
In a moment. Okay, so, I have this spreadsheet that I created, so I'm going to share that. And you already saw this other page on it, so this is where I've been writing down the things I'm supposed to be doing and then trying to get fancy. Oh my gosh, look how much it moved this time. I don't think I can do this as images here. But on the first sheet, I have this where I can keep an eye on how my royalties are doing. So, don't make me feel embarrassed, okay, guys, that my royalties are not the most amazing high thing ever. This is supposed to show whether there's trends in the right direction as I do these book marketing bingos, and I'm doing better the last couple of weeks. It's hard to get all 5 of them, I find, but that's why we're doing this. So let's go over to KDP and get our royalties for the week. I think I am not going to share that screen while I do this, but I'll just put that number in. So I'm going to royalties estimator. And, because we're doing this Saturday, it hasn't been a full week. Maybe I'll shift when I'm doing what the time frame is that I'm doing. How do I want to manage that? Because it's not the next Monday yet. So I did, this one was the 19th through the 25th. There's going to be overlap if I do it. Okay. I need to start doing it Saturday to Saturday, so I guess I just have to go all the way back in my thing and redo the entire, well, it's not that many, it's really okay. So for now, let me just do Saturday the 24th to Saturday the 31st, and I'll put that in, and then I'll just have to readjust them all so that I don't have doubled up in my spreadsheet. Yeah, about the same. It's really been interesting because these last several weeks I have been just promoting the Supercharger website traffic, the nonfiction book, which was the book launch here, so there was a little extra money there. I have not been promoting anything else, and yet that one is not selling very much. So it's interesting. I know it hasn't been that long, but it's fascinating that all of these activities that I'm doing every week to promote that book are not resulting in sales. So I'm kind of curious to switch it over and do more promotion on my romance novel, Ruth Madison pen name, because those still sell regularly even when I'm not actively promoting them. So I'm kind of curious what will happen if I was actively promoting them. And Kelly had the idea on Monday that I could do, of my 4 weeks each month of bingo approximately, I could do one of them as my fiction and the others as the nonfiction, since I already have a pretty good funnel built up for the fiction. Speaking of which, I do need to record a video about how to build a passive income book sales funnel specific to fiction, so I have that on my list to do and put up on our YouTube channel at Book Marketing Marathon, because I have some for nonfiction, but I would really like to do one to show how I've done it with my fiction books. That's how I manage when I'm not being consistent. And I'm also going to do a video about having ADHD and not being consistent, and how I'm able to have an online business even though it could probably be a lot more successful if I were consistent. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. So let me actually share KDP behind the scenes and look at what has been selling. I'm gonna stop sharing that for a moment. And my phone fell off my lap. Do I have any new messages from Kelly? Tech angry face. I may have to use my laptop. I'm locked out. Oh my gosh. What a morning. Why are we both having so many issues with Twitch? Ay, ay, ay. All right, well, I'm going to assume she'll tell me if I need to kick her out and re-invite her. But let me go over to KDP. Don't worry, I will not forget to show you what I'm doing. Okay, I think that's safe to share. Okay, so this is for the month of May thus far, which is ending today. So this is my estimated royalties for the month. So you can see I'm being real honest and transparent with you. I make money from my books, but it is not exactly a full-time living. And most of the income that I've been making is passively through funnels. So I'm doing this book marketing bingo with Kelly to kind of change things up with that. So this month, top selling books, Thawing an Ice Heart, Billionaire Secretary, which is from way back in the day when billionaire romances were super in. And I was like, I want to do my version of it. Now, of course, we all hate billionaires, but it's still selling. He's a sweetheart. You'll like him, I promise. And the latest in my series on sled hockey romance that goes with the Thawing a Nice Heart is Hearts on Mass. This is one of my favorite things that I've written. So, yeah, yesterday was one copy of this. Today, so far, no sales. Oh, do I hear a Kelly? I hear something. I definitely hear something.
I guess I'm just trying to
The camera's
approve
not on.
everything. Now I hear two things, which is not good. Can you hear the double?
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I'm just hearing you. I don't see you, but I hear you. Oh, now I see you.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think I'm hearing double. Cool.
Okay. So I need to shut one. I guess I need to shut this one. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Well, this was just a double tech day.
This is a bad day for tech. Boy, oh boy. But it turns out I think we were live the whole time. It was all working fine. My husband needed to refresh the page or something.
Oh, well. Live and learn.
Yeah. So I'll catch you up with what I was sharing here. Royalties are pretty much the same as usual in the $35 mark for the week. And I was just talking about how odd it is that the book that I'm promoting every week with this bingo is not selling very much. So it's kind of interesting. And I'm very curious to try doing my fiction book next week and see if that.
So that's an interesting question because, I will be really curious to see when you do your fiction book what happens. But it's a really interesting question. It's like, do you feel like you're not getting to the right audience, or do you feel like there's some fatigue about marketing?
I don't know.
Apparently.
I think that the language might not be quite right. And maybe the price is too high. I am going to join in on that 99-cent Kindle thing that Robbie does. So
With Robbie?
yeah.
I think that's going to be great for you. I think you're going to get so much traffic.
Get more reviews, more orders, and get a little more traction, hopefully, because right now it has 5 reviews, which is a little embarrassing. I did reach out to more people than that, but,
I don't think 5 reviews is terrible. I mean, it's only been out, what, a week? 2 weeks even?
A month. A little over a month.
Has
It
it
came
been
out
a
on my
whole month?
birthday,
Oh my
April
gosh, time is
17th.
flying.
So it's been like 6 weeks. And it's pretty stagnant. Like, I got pre-orders, I got orders on launch week, and now I've had 1 order in the last 6 weeks. So it's very strange.
So it's amazing, right? That you just found Robbie right at the right time.
I did, and I can't believe it's like that 6 degree of separation thing, except, I don't know, not quite. It's like, I think it was my friend Ambika Davy who was like, oh, you have to talk to Robbie about book launches on your podcast. And then I get connected with him, and it's like, oh, he has a mutual connection with Kelly. He has a mutual connection with like 55 other people that I know from all different spheres of the internet. And like, what? So I had a great conversation with him, and it is up on my podcast. So, it's like hearing that he gets like between 100 and 200 reviews by launch day. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have 5 reviews. But I'm going to fix it.
So Robbie has figured it out. He actually talks about that, as you know, since you did the podcast with him. He was not getting that many written reviews before he actually put in the work to do it. So
he's got a really good
honestly,
system.
I think 5 is very respectable.
I feel like what was so interesting with him was he's doing the exact same thing we all do, that we all hopefully as authors know to do, to like get ARC readers, send them out, pester them for reviews to some extent, as comfortable as you feel with pestering people. And yet he's taken that like classic framework and just blown it up to such a max degree that it's just incredible to see.
Well, and he's one of those people that takes marketing to a different level, right? He
Mm-hmm.
like focuses in, he does, he takes what he's good at, which is talking to people and also teaching them how to do some of these things. He combines them and he gets like a mega review team, right? So then he's going to get those reviews and he teaches that review team how not only how to properly review his book, but how to properly ask for reviews for their book. So,
So he's
but I mean,
launching a new book like now. You can get in on the launch team and then you can watch him do it. So that's what I did. So I can like take notes and see exactly what he messages and when and like, yeah.
no, I mean, he shares that information. And you're doing the shared promo with him, which is
Mm.
really great. Um, yeah, I tried to join that, and it said I joined, but I never got an email, and I checked spam and everything,
Oh.
and I was busy, so I'm like, all right, maybe the universe is telling me don't do this one more thing,
When was that?
because I've been on some of his other launches,
Was
so
it a previous one that you
I'm
were trying to do?
no, it
This
was this
upcoming?
one.
Okay.
This is like the mega sized version
Right.
of what he's doing. He's really adding on a whole new component.
Ooh.
Like that whole, let's have a whole bunch of business books that we all go out and promote on our 99-cent day. That's a new addition to the,
Oh.
and I'll be really curious to see how that goes because I think that shared audience is going to be amazing.
Yeah, and I think you probably are signed up. I think it's like, I submitted the form and I think it's going to be closer to the time when he starts telling us like make sure your book is
Oh, he's not
discounted
sending
and
a lot of emails.
I don't
Okay,
I don't think
maybe
I've seen any
maybe
emails
that's
for that because he's probably really focused on this current launch for himself and like the 99-cent thing isn't till what, like mid-July, I think. I'm gonna have to
Oh, I
check.
don't
So many
know.
things I have to check. But yeah,
It's
I'm
going to
pretty
be
sure
mid
you're
July
probably
before
on
we
it.
know it. I'm going to blink and it's going to be mid July, which I'm not happy about, but that's
Very
another
true, very
story.
true. So, anyways, I do want to do my other books next week, but this week I need your expert opinion on whether I have won bingo or not. So, I did.
Wait a minute. So on Wednesday, you didn't think you would have done all five things by now. So you did all five things?
I've been. I cheated on one of them, and one of them is supposed to be a 3-day thing, and I've just posted the first day.
Oh, that
But yeah,
counts.
I did a lot over the last couple of days. And I also woke up at midnight for no apparent reason today. And I couldn't get back to sleep, so I just came and did work because that's what I love to do. So let
You
me
did your
show
fives.
you my spreadsheet here. So on the other page of it, this thing I'm trying to do with these images is not working at all, but I'll have to find a different place to do this.
Yeah, that's kind of working.
Every time I move the chips and then they move themselves somewhere else. So
Oh, they just love to
I might play with
slide
it, but
around.
like this is not
Remember, it's like
important
real
work.
bingo when everything, it's like the marker is the only thing that stays. If you use a chip, it slides all over the place.
That is a very good point. This is just ultra realistic. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so I did do the 3 posts on Threads, so I did the minimum, but that counts. I started the 10 clicks micro challenge, so I've done one of the 3 posts for that. This one was really interesting, and I was just telling people about it. I reached out to my friend Laura, who runs my business mastermind that I'm in, and is also an author and had a book come out last month too, I believe. But she said she's not sending a newsletter right now. And I was like, okay, I guess it's probably good that I get outside of my comfort zone and expand my horizons and reach out to somebody else. So I went to bookfunnel.com and I signed up for one of their exchanges.
Oh, Carolyn, that is really
Yeah.
great.
So I often have trouble finding ones that I think really align, especially for the nonfiction book. There's like tons of stuff on romance on there, not surprising. So good thing I have romance books too. But I don't think she meant to slam the door that hard. But ooh,
Might be a win.
know, do we even have a window open? Maybe we do. But yeah, I found one that I think is perfect, and I'm going to do a newsletter swap. Hopefully, I can't tell on there if he's accepted or not because I've never used it before. So I have asked our viewers to tell me if they've used BookFunnel before, whether or not he accepted. I don't know, but I expanded my horizons. So check mark on that. And then
I haven't done a BookFunnel promo in a couple of years, and I know they've really
yeah, it's gotten
been
more and more
focusing
popular.
in on that.
Yeah.
So did you find that it was
So let me show
a
that
nice process
screen.
to join in?
So there's two different things that you can do there. You can do the group promo, or you can like request a individual swap. So I've done the group promo before, but this time I did the swap. So let me share
I
that
didn't even know you
screen.
could do that
And
individually.
maybe
You might have
that's
been able to do
new.
that earlier, but I didn't think.
I don't
That's
know.
cool.
So BookFunnel is not a book funnel. It drives me crazy that they're called that. They really are only good for, in my opinion, doing the swaps and promos. If you need a landing page for your book, do it on your own website. Get a free WordPress site, for goodness sakes. Like,
So
you need
I
to have
would
your own access.
say that may or may not be true. One of the things about BookFunnel is that they will deliver your book and do support for the people who can't figure out how to download it, which can be a major plus. So, I mean,
Okay.
I understand what you're saying. And you can actually deliver the book funnel. You can connect it so you can deliver the book from book funnel without actually having to have their landing page.
Yeah. The main thing for
I
me
don't
is like
remember how you do it.
you pay extra in order to be able to integrate and in order to be able to get the email addresses. So if you're just delivering ARCs through it and you're sending out that link to the ARC landing page, you don't get to keep those email addresses. That's
Well,
ridiculous.
I wouldn't use it for an ARC team,
But that's what people are
but
doing.
I also like a 20 book ARC, a 20-person ARC team, and I can handle 20 people in a group email. But
But that's what people are
yeah, I
using
mean,
it
if you're
for. And
doing
then
a 200
they don't
person
get to have
team,
it for their own email list. Like, I don't think that's acceptable. I mean, you just pay more. It's $20 a year to have the level where you can just do the promos and swaps. So I think for that, it's great. The other stuff I'm not wild about. The other
no, I
downside to
mean, I
that
do think that
is,
it's worthwhile for some people.
yeah,
You just are technically proficient. So for you, it is not. I know we just demonstrated that we're
we're
both,
very good at
but you
tech,
know what?
as you can see.
We're both very technically proficient, but glitches still happen. I mean, I cannot log in with my master password on my
Oh,
computer downstairs. I don't know why. It's some Chrome and Twitch thing where everybody is like suddenly super security conscious.
mm,
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to use my laptop, but I still have to go fix that tech nightmare. But I'm not going to call anybody. I'm going to figure it out for myself. It's just going to take time. And
yeah.
you
And I had
figured out
trouble
what
because,
was going
like,
on.
I've never
Too.
used Twitch before Wednesday when we did our first stream. And so I'm a little bit overwhelmed as I'm trying to figure out a really new system and buttons, and it needs to connect to this and that. And, like, yes, I can figure that out, but it's new. And so it gets a little overwhelming, a little scary.
I'm very sure this is not the most unusual thing that's ever happened on Twitch where people had streaming issues.
Mm,
So, I mean, it would be really funny. And I'm sure there must be a story about somebody playing one game and talking about it, but streaming a different game or streaming something
I
else.
bet
That
there
would be
is.
so funny. But
I bet we could
anyway,
find Twitch fails or whatever on YouTube too.
yeah, Twitch fail. That's a good point. But to get back to BookFunnel, I just want to be really clear. It's like, I understand what you're saying. I know how to deliver my own files. I know how to, my website is
Mm,
perfectly capable of doing that. I can even do the tech support to help people do the files. But for people who don't want to do that, BookFunnel, even at the extra cost,
that's
is
fair.
definitely worth considering
That's
because
fair.
it does do the tech support. And you would be surprised. I mean, if you want to be, I'll offer, an EPUB and that you can upload on your Kindle or your Apple or a PDF if you want that. people who are downloading it don't know. I do think readers are getting savvier.
Yeah. And
But this
I
whole
have
other part of
Atticus,
BookFunnel
so I
isn't
can.
why I signed up for BookFunnel. I actually signed up for it so that I could give away a lead magnet book
Mm,
just on its own, just send them to the lead magnet. I didn't actually need the email because I already collected the email.
mm.
I was just
It was just
delivering
for
the lead
delivery.
magnet
Oh, okay.
without needing to do the tech support for it. So I don't even, know how many people have downloaded that and had tech support problems because they didn't contact me.
Yeah. Okay, so the one I'm on now is $20 per year, and you can only have one name. So that's why I have these two books that are actually not the same author. I mean, they are because they're both me, but like this is my Ruth Madison pen name. So I would have to start a different account for it if I wanted to actually show that up. But anyway, I could just basically switch back and forth between them, I suppose. And anyway, so right now I'm trying to promote this one, so I'm under Carolyn Choate. I'm looking at the pricing, and to get the middle level is $8.33 a month or $100 a year. It's not terrible, and that you do collect the reader email addresses.
So if you're a person who doesn't want to do figuring out how to deliver it and store it, and if you don't have a website that can do that, then that makes sense. But if you're not, then I mean, it's not super expensive for that
Yeah,
cost if you're actually doing it right. But if you're not, then
yeah.
or if you know how to do it yourself, you're fine. Pretty soon we'll have AI things that will explain everything to people.
Yeah,
We won't
true.
have
And then they'll
tech
be super
support.
mad because they're going to be like, how dare you as an author go anywhere near it? I've been seeing plenty of that. Okay, I have to look up this dance recital thing. But, yeah, you make a good point. I should stop being so harsh on it. And so
Well, I
this is the
understand why
group
you are. I mean,
promos.
I am like that way about some things that people love. And I'm like, why do you need that? Right? Just do
Yeah.
it yourself. But that it's just silly if you can't. Like people who, like, a lot of people didn't do their own websites and they would be, really proud of these crappy websites that they had paid somebody to give them. And they would be uninterested in hearing how their website could be better because it would involve talking to somebody else and trying to communicate with them. And, now Wix makes it pretty easy to do your own website. And
Yeah.
it's not even just Wix. I picked Wix name
That
out
is,
of the
yeah, a very
ether.
famous one for doing a free and easy kind of thing. So, yeah.
And, I have a WordPress site. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to manage.
But WordPress is a workhorse and a classic. Like, it's always
It
good to
is
go.
really a workhorse. It does a lot. The one I have does a lot,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily do all the things it can do because it is time consuming.
Yeah.
So
And of course, I have Go High
it's
Level, but I'm running like three different businesses through it. It's like I've got my Ruth Madison website, and I also have my Financially Free Author website, and I also have Website Traffic School website, and I also have a website set up for my husband's tutoring, even though he hasn't actually started doing that yet, but I'm ready to go if he wants to. So, first is
I do. I
here.
mean, because with Experientify, I got
You
experience
got
with the Go
the
High
Go
Level
High Level.
through
Yeah, that's right.
Experientify, and I'm like, that is one of those up and coming tools. I think it's still harder to use than it should be.
It's not
Um,
intuitive. The UI is
yeah,
pretty techie, geeky, like hard to figure out, unfortunately. There's a lot of prettier tools
it's
and
no
they cost
worse.
more. And like, you don't need to be paying $200 a month for Kajabi because Go High Level does all the same stuff. But okay, Kajabi is a lot easier.
And the other part is trusted. And I hate Kajabi. I
Yeah,
have
I have a hard
some
time
courses
using it
on
for some
Kajabi.
reason.
I
I
really
forwarded
hate
you an email about
Kajabi.
the dance.
I see it.
Okay,
Wendy's.
and Wendy sounds good.
Great.
I have no idea how long we're gonna go because we're just Twitch streaming.
Okay.
You know. like
We
to
won't
do.
go too long. I mean, we can
Yeah,
end our
it's
traumatic
fine.
time.
We just have to get Priya to a dance recital at 2. So yeah, I'll have to get out of my
And I
bathrobe for
don't have to
that.
take care of my grandkids
Next
until
week.
next
Gotcha.
Saturday, which is good because it's like I can't even keep track of my calendar, never mind my tech support. But I do want to brag, and I'm so annoyed. I had Chrome all set up with my uh, tabs so that I could show off all the stuff I did because I've been really avoiding it. I created this game to make myself do more marketing, and I am like the prime whiner of the bunch. But when we talked on Wednesday, I'm like, look, you have to do this. And then I kind of got excited about it too.
Yes.
So what I've done so far is I have I wanted to promote my Evertwix cereal on Ream. And so I went to Ream and it suggested that I reach out to do a swap with an author. So I did that, but I'm like, I don't even really know who's a good swap. So I did that. And then I saw that they actually have something where you can open up your own promotion thing and invite other authors to it.
Ooh.
So I did that, which I'm much happier about. So I actually did 2 things, but they fall on the same square. And actually, no, because the other one's an event.
Ooh, yes.
So I'm
Did
counting those as 2. One was the event, one was the collaboration. And the person said no, rightly so. We're not a close enough match. He was funny. He's like, I find that swaps don't work unless you have a tight match. And I wasn't actually offering a swap. I was offering some kind of, social media swap, but I sort of agree.
Yeah,
I
that
don't.
makes sense.
What I want to do is, with a bunch of people is a much better idea. So I did that, and then I did. I figured out what TikTok I wanted, and I created some images, which I really wanted to show off, and I sent I matched the images to what I wanted it to say on the TikTok, and I sent that to my son, but I haven't sent him the images yet. When I send him the images, he'll do the TikTok for me.
Do you
He'll
have a
do that
TikTok
today.
account for your books? Am I not following you from our TikTok account?
He has a TikTok account that he runs through my admin,
Okay,
which is
so
a different one.
But where are you going to be posting these?
I think it's Kelly McClammer Books.
Okay.
Because I also have a TikTok, but I'm trying to figure out what I do. That's the other thing is don't create a million social media accounts, especially on one place.
Found you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So
trying to log in and out of different accounts and stuff like that, it's a pain.
It's accidental the way that I do it. It's like I try and think, what am I promoting? And I go back and forth. And it's like you with your 2 different nonfiction and fiction. They just don't go that well.
That part makes sense. But yeah, website traffic versus financially free author is kind of like, why are you doing so many separate things? Yeah.
But you find the thing that really works and then you go with it. So, who knows? I need to find the thing that's going to work, but I'm still going to write all my books. You're still going to keep promoting your fiction. And
do you have the tabs where you can share that stuff?
I don't, because I'm on my laptop and I would have to open up all the tabs.
You could do that while I show off BookFunnel.
Wait, I'm not sure if I can. Okay. I'm gonna open.
So let me first just really quick show people this BookFunnel behind the scenes, and then if you're able to share, you could do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me
you focus on that, and I'll just show this off a little bit.
Things I have open here, because this is totally different. I do different kind of work on this.
Yeah. So this is the group promo area, and as you can see, romance has 1,000, nonfiction has 47. So you have to try to find something where it's like my book would fit in with these, and you can see how many entries there are. So it's like my book is going to be one of 24. Well, not that, because I'm not black and I'm not going to throw my hat in the ring for Juneteenth. But like I would consider this one tools for creatives, right? Supercharge your website traffic is a tool for creatives to get more visibility on their websites. It would be one of 20. It might fit in. So I look at that, and it requires a free book giveaway to join. Okay, so I have to think about whether I want to do that. So basically, this is what it looks like when you're doing the group ones. And you can invite other authors, you can preview what it's going to look like. Your book, will it stand out among all of these? That kind of thing. But this other thing is the author swaps. And here you can look at a time frame and whether you're Kindle Unlimited or wide, which I don't know why those are the only choices, because like I'm not KU with almost anything, but I also haven't fully set up my wide, so I'm like Amazon only, but also not KU, which is dumb. But whether you're swapping based on like a freebie to get signups, I think, and those sorts of things. And then here's where you can select what genre it is. So I looked up nonfiction. There's a bunch of different nonfiction. So one of them is business and finance. And this guy, Tim Stout, has set up a whole bunch of the same one. So
Okay,
I just
I
picked
don't
the
know
first
why
one.
I'm sharing what's new in Chrome because I want to share my mid journey. And it's like decided this is what I'm going to share, which is annoying.
Did you do share like everything or just share a particular tab?
So it gave me some choice. Here we go. Now it's
Because I've
got
been
it here.
I've been sharing specific tabs just because otherwise I get a lot of recursion. Okay.
Yeah, I usually try just to share a tab, but for some reason it did not show the tab I wanted to share, even though I was looking. All right, so I was working in Midjourney to do my TikTok thing. So these are some images from my EverTwixt that I had. So those are some others about me. Okay, so I'm going to have Dark Rider in Baba Yaga. I will not have the bone fence. I'm going to have a picture of her looking at the tornado coming straight at her and Dark Rider. And I don't know why. I asked for photorealistic. Well, I didn't in this one. But this is interesting. I put this whole scene of my book from the book in there. And this is like really good. This really captures it.
Oh, wow.
It's a little photorealistic. It's a little cartoony, but it's more photorealistic than some of the others.
And
so
you
I
know
try to get it a
what?
little bit better.
That must mean that you did a great job of describing your character in the prose if it could get a pretty accurate look of what you have in your head. So that's like
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
good
But
sign.
anyway, I wanted a sassy girl, so I kind of got that one, and I was like, and like she's holding a heart-shaped piece of sea glass, and somehow that translated to a tattoo. But this one went totally cartoon on me, and I could not get it to do photorealistic.
Huh.
It's really
It looks
annoying.
like Merida from Brave. At least
So I just decided I would go with it, right? So I picked one of these images. I forget which one that I'm going to give my son. But it was super annoying. But it was from the scene, and it captured a lot. Like she's what you don't know is this calendar. This is supposed to be a wall calendar. Like there's some thought dust on it from her mom, showing her emotions, and yeah, it's not really standing out. Up here it's like kind of sparkly and stuff like that. But anyway, I have images to do to I have to share them with my son. He's impatiently waiting for me to share them. And then he will do the TikTok for me. So we'll see how it turns out. And if he doesn't like them, he will remake them. But he likes to know what I've done. So I can stop sharing. But that's, so I'm kind
Yes,
of
Pri.
excited because I've wanted to do.
You can close the door. Sorry, I don't know why it opened.
Because I keep on closing it.
I know, but people come and go. Daddy had to get something out of there.
So I have been meaning to do TikTok, and this finally got me to go. And now that I know that on Ream I can do a shout out for people to do some promo with me, I feel like I might not be quite so lonely. And the other thing I'm doing, one of the things was I was supposed to write a post on Blue Sky about why I wanted to do this as a serial, and I decided I would do it on Medium. So I am most of the way through writing that.
Awesome. Medium has good
Although,
built-in SEO. We love that.
yeah, but it was interesting because I have had people ask me that. Why, if I write novels, am I so? Because I've been trying to put Evertwixt out there for quite a while, but I really want to do it as a serial. It's very long. It's 7 books and over 100 short stories, because the basic idea is that fairy tale heroines were real people. They were chosen maidens who were supposed to, defeat the big bad, and they all failed. For we don't know why.
Ooh.
So all of those stories are like, this, my poor heroine is like the last chance, right? And she's like, I don't want to do this. I just want to be normal. Thank you very much. It's bad enough that I can read people's feelings. I just want to be normal. And so she's does everything she can to get out of this. But, what I'm going to focus on with the TikTok is the 2 guys, right? So she's got this guy she really likes at school who really likes her, and she knows it, but he is determined not to do anything about it, and she knows that too. And he's very serious. He's like got a big family of siblings who are all adopted, and he feels very responsible for them. He's very smart. He's going to college. He does not want to get involved with anybody, right? He has his eye on the prize. And then she has this mysterious guy who comes in her dreams on this big black winged Pegasus to, tell her, hey, you really need to accept your destiny. We need you. And she's like, I don't want to. So it's a big battle, and I want to unfold it with my readers. I don't want to sit writing it by myself. And usually I like to do that with novels, right?
Yeah,
But
that's so interesting.
this isn't big. I plan to be, we'll be writing this for the next 10 years, and I want to share with readers. So the question is, can I figure out how to do that?
I love that.
And that's
wow.
This finally getting through this marketing thing is like, yeah, I'm not, my list is people who want to read novels or listen to audiobooks. It is not people who want to, sign up for a serial and, love the characters.
But
I
when you
have to
put
do
it like
more.
that, when you say like, I want to experience this story, this epic story unfolding with you, like in real time together, like, whoa, that gives me chills. I'm not a serial reader, but I want to read it now. Like, that was good.
I mean, so good. I'm glad, because I got to do more of that. And so it's like, that's what I'm doing on Medium, to just kind of really figure out what is it, because I've been so stubborn. I was just talking to a friend about it last week, and she's like, and she's read the episodes, and she's like, I want the next one. And I'm like, well, but first I have to do these things.
Oh, no.
But actually, I do need to send her the next one. So just for being a good supportive friend. But yeah, so I mean, this book is it's this first book of the series has been driving me crazy, and the rest of it is waiting for me, and I just need to do it, right?
Yeah.
So I am so glad we're doing this, because if we hadn't done that session on Wednesday, I would not have done all the things I did. I wouldn't have had the
Yeah.
insights that I had.
It's so weird how, even though you created this game, which is like, yes, okay, gamification, this is going to get me accountable, it's still so easy to let it slide and to come the next week and be like, well, okay, I did one of the things. At least it's better than none, and I'll try again. But that the extra oomph of communicating with each other throughout the week to make sure that we are staying on track, to get re-inspired by it throughout the week, I think is really going to help us a lot. Yeah.
I think so. And it's also inspiring me to really do my writing time, which is
Mm.
I've really let that slide because I've been trying to, build a business that would support my efforts to just go into a corner and write without feeling guilty. And I've never really been able to do that for most of my life. Always had, somebody knocking on the door or asking me a question or, being like, when are you going to be done?
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of pictured that my retirement would be me writing whenever I wanted to and then going out into the world when I'm ready. So sort of flipping the script on the writing, that is way harder than you think it would be.
It is. I definitely am like, I want everybody to just shush, leave me alone for the next 5 days. Like, just don't make me go and walk the dog, pick up the kids from school, go to the soccer game, get the swim lessons, like, throw a lunch at them. Like, stop, just leave me be. But it's also like that, find that balance of writing time and marketing time, which so many authors complain about. And my solution to it has been the setting up the passive income funnels, which I did with my first book without ever knowing that that's what it was. It was like looking back at it, I was like, oh, I just naturally understood that there was an opportunity in the internet to just put my books someplace where they can be discovered and let them lead into other offers. And so I do want to show more people how to do that, because I think that, along with doing these really focused tasks that don't take a long time, can help a lot of authors to get more writing time and less, get more efficient results from the marketing that they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, if you can spend nothing and make a couple $100 on your books, then and by nothing I really mean no money and very little time. Like 2 hours a week is not a lot, right? And a lot of authors, like I would not be happy making a couple $100 because I have bigger dreams, right? But
Yeah.
I put them on hold. So it's, like when you said last time that you created a funnel for your fiction, I'm thinking that's kind of what people are looking for, is something that lets it sell, you know, $200 a month without you actually having to do very much. Because and then the advantage to doing the marketing then is that you can start looking outside your channels and start, making your channel that functions on its own, or your funnel, your traffic, work better, right? So you
Yeah.
get a chance to experiment without messing up things. And what I've seen and what I do, is I'll try one thing and I'll focus on that. And then the other thing that was working, I don't manage it anymore. And so it's
Oof,
that keeping it
yeah.
going that's been hard for me. So
That's a
my
good
most
point.
successful passive funnel has been, the offer of another book, inside one of my perma free book,
Yeah, absolutely.
um, to get people onto my list and so that I can remind them that I have other books.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's not working as well as it worked 5 years ago. And
Mm.
so I have to examine that. Is that because I need to change the book? It's actually, it's kind of cool that, Mary Shelley is like one of the most interesting women. Um, and she wrote Frankenstein, but she also supported herself because, her husband was a deadbeat, of the highest order, and it died in a boating accident, young. And he was from, uh, a noble family, and they did not like this um, wife of his who was a free thinker and kind of was like, hey, women have rights too, but she had the heir.
Mm.
So they would send money to support the boy, but she had to make her own way. So she wrote more novels. She wrote a romance novel. She wrote a romance novel, a mystery, and a science fiction novel.
Really?
Did you know that?
I did
And
not.
a science fiction novel besides
Besides
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
So she supported herself by doing this.
Know that. Oh my goodness.
I know, it is super interesting. So I give away her romance novel to my romance readers because I
Oh.
figure my heroine for my fairy tale bride would be kind of reading that and interested in it because she also thinks it's ridiculous that women are not equal.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so I have thought that was she was
Okay.
really, really ahead of her time.
And so that's in the public domain. So you gave that away and it led
Yeah, it's
into
public domain.
your books. That's such a cool way to do a reader magnet. Aren't you clever?
I don't think it worked. I mean, I think it's really great to try stuff like that. I don't think it worked as well as I wanted it to, because it is 18th century language or 19th century language. I think she's early 1800s to early to mid, and I, as an English major, don't have a problem with her language. But there's no sexy, sexy scenes in it.
Oh, it's what the people want. You know what I did with my hockey romance series is they are clean. There are no overt sex scenes, but I'm writing a sex scene as like bonus content. Like come to my website, sign up for my list, get access to
Good
the sexy scenes
idea.
if that's what you want because some people want the clean and it's a small town romance, so like it fits for it to be clean. And especially with the first one, it was like it's like an enemies to lovers, so they're spending the whole time fighting. They're not getting into bed together. I mean, I guess you could get into bed in the enemies to lovers. Yeah, never mind. But
Some do,
some
but
do.
yeah,
But
I
like it
know. I
just made a
mean,
lot of sense. And so I did the like scene at the end that's super sexy that people can download if they want to. And that's been my reader magnet most recently.
see, that's a really good reader magnet.
I thought
I would
so.
imagine. Even people who like the non-sexy books might be okay with just a sneak peek because they can skip over the parts they don't want to read.
And there's other stuff there. Like it's basically access to my bonus content vault. So it's like the extra scenes. There's an extra story that's also sexy that goes with my most beloved character that I'm probably going to write another story about. And there's like the character art that I did in Canva and, just a map of
See,
the
I love
town.
Easter eggs, right? I will sit in a movie theater past the credit rolling thinking, am I going to get an Easter egg? And I'm always disappointed when I don't, but I love it when I do, right? It's like,
Yes.
yes, we knew it. My husband and I will high five each other
Yeah.
because everyone else is left,
So
right? And we get
maybe
to see
you
it and
need
they don't.
maybe you need to update your reader magnet to be something of your own. Perhaps.
I know, I probably do. And
But back burner, because we're
I'll have
focused
to
on
think what
getting
that would be.
Evertwixt and Ream, and then you can ask chat to help you with that later.
I know
So you said
but
you wanted
that's
to
the
like
thing.
talk about an event though, right? That you're gonna do? What
Well,
did you
so
tell
no,
me?
I was going to do this as being the event, but I don't have to do
Oh,
that because
because
now
now this counts as the
I'm
event
going to
too.
invite authors to come to an
Oh,
event for a summer of fairy tale stories, right?
oh my gosh,
So
that's perfect.
I got that. So
Yes.
I'll do that as an event, and maybe we'll even do like a fireside live or something
Mm, that sounds
because I
great.
was thinking about that because fairy tales really lend themselves to that where we can do some
Mm-hmm.
dramatic excerpt reading and stuff. But I got to my 5, and I will by the end of today.
Okay, tell us what
Have,
the other tasks are that you did. What are your full
okay,
5?
I have to recount them. Okay, so I did the reaching out to somebody to swap. I did the setting up, inviting authors to Summer of Fairy Tales. I am halfway through my Medium article, so I will finish and post that after we're done. I have why am I blanking? I was supposed to do my TikTok. My TikTok. I just need to get my son the images, and he will put that together and put it up. And I'm trying to remember what the advertising thing was going to be, and I can't remember. I think it was. Oh, I know what it was. It was a Blue Sky reel. So I'm going to do a blue. Now that I did the images, I'm going to do a Blue Sky reel.
And
Not
do you
reel,
boost
slideshow.
that?
Slideshow, not reel.
Do you boost that for an advertisement, or is it like a no money
I have never
advertisement?
tried. I wasn't going to.